ഓം ശ്രുതിസ്മൃതിപുരാണാനാം ആലയം കരുണാലയം നമാമി ഭഗവത്പാദം ശങ്കരം ലോകശങ്കരം. ശങ്കരം ശങ്കരാചാര്യം കേശവം വാത്തരായണം സൂത്രഭാഷ്യകൃതൗ വന്ദേ ഭഗവന്തൗ പുനഃ പുനഃ. സദാശിവസമാരംഭാം ശങ്കരാചാര്യമധ്യമാം അസ്മദാചാര്യപര്യന്താം വന്ദേ ഗുരുപരമ്പരാം. ഈശ്വരോ ഗുരുരാത്മേതി മൂർത്തിഭേദവിഭാഗിനേ വ്യോമവദ്വ്യാപ്തദേഹായ ദക്ഷിണാമൂർത്തയേ നമഃ. ഗുകാരോ അന്ധകാരോ വൈ ഋകാരസ്തന്നിവർത്തകഃ അന്ധകാരനിരോധിത്വാത് ഗുരുരിത്യഭിധീയത്തെ. ഓം സഹനാ ഭവതു സഹനൗ ഭുനക്തു സഹ വീര്യം കരവാവഹൈ തേജസ്വിനാവധീതമസ്തു മാ വിദ്വിഷാവഹൈ. ഓം ശാന്തി ശാന്തി ശാന്തി. ഓം ഭദ്രം കർണേഭിഃ ശൃണുയാമ ദേവാഃ ഭദ്രം പശ്യേമാക്ഷഭിർയജത്രാഃ സ്ഥിരൈരംഗൈഃ സുഷ്ഠുവാംസസ്തനൂഭിः വ്യശേമ ദേവഹിതം യതായുः. സ്വസ്തി ന ഇന്ദ്രോ വൃത്തശ്രവാः സ്വസ്തി നഃ പൂഷാ വിശ്വവേദാः സ്വസ്തി നസ്ഥാക്ഷ്യോ അരിഷ്ടനേമിः സ്വസ്തി നോ ബൃഹസ്പതിർദധാതു. ഓം ശാന്തി ശാന്തി ശാന്തി. ഓം പ്രജ്ഞാനം ശുപ്രധാനൈ സ്ഥിരചരനികരവ്യാപിഭിർവ്യാപ്യ ലോകാൻ ഭുക്ത്വാ ഭോഗാൻ സ്തവിഷ്ഠാൻ പുനരവിദിഷണോദ്ഭാസിതാൻ കാമജന്യാൻ പീത്വാ സർവാൻ വിശേഷാൻ സുപതി മധുരഭുങ്മായയാ ഭോജയന്നഃ. മായാ സംജ്ഞാസ്തുരിയം പരമമൃതമജം ബ്രഹ്മ യത്തന്നതോസ്മി. യോ വിശ്വാത്മാ വിദിജ വിഷയാൻ പ്രാശ്യഭോഗാൻ സ്തവിഷ്ഠാൻ പശ്ചാച്ചാന്യാൻ സ്വമിതി വിഭവാൻ ജ്യോതിഷാ സ്വേന സൂക്ഷ്മാൻ സർവാനേതാൻ പുനരഭിശനൈ സ്വാത്മനി സ്ഥാപയിത്വാ ഹിത്വാ സർവാൻ വിശേഷാൻ വിഗതഗുണഗണഃ പാത്വസൗ ന സ്ഥുരീയഃ. We are seeing Māṇḍūkya Upaniṣad, third prakaranam. Logically, one need to assimilate the oneness between the individual and the cosmic divine principle. For that, some verses are being presented by our Gaudapada Acharya in the third section of Māṇḍūkya kārikā. And we are dealing with that. We are in the 16th verse of the third Advaita Akya Tritiyam Prakaranam. And we will see how the Prakaranam and the verse make us understand the oneness between the individual and the divine principle, Brahman. We will read and we will see the meaning. Okay? Ashramastrividhahinam madhyastutkrishta-drishtayah upasana upatishtheyam tatartamanukampaya. Ashramastrividhahinam madhyamotkrishtadrishtayah upasana upadishteyam tatartamanukampaya. So, we come across in the first portion of the Vedas different types of rituals, different types of meditations, different types of disciplines, different types of spiritual practices. What are these disciplines, practices, rituals are meant for? Very important hint or note or point is given by the Gaudapada Acharya. We will see. We are going to see the meaning of the verse first. The last portion of the verse is Tatartham Anugampaya. Anukampa, compassion, mercy. Towards whom? Towards the human beings. Compassion or mercy towards the human beings. Tadartham. For the sake of mind purification and also for the purpose of seeing the goal, seeing the subject matter without any issues. So this is called Tadartham Anukambaya. Out of compassion towards the human beings, for the sake of seeing the goal and for the sake of mind purification, Upasana Upadishta Iyam. Upasana. Various types of meditations, various types of works with a proper attitude, various types of rituals, various types of disciplines. All these are included, presented in the first portion of Vedas. Upasana Upadishta, advised, presented, given for the sake of human maturity. And who are the human beings? Which types of human beings are approaching this Vedas? This is being given in the first line. Which types of people? Ashramas Trividha. In the four ashramas, four stages of life, first stage is called Brahmacharyam, a time to study what is right and wrong up to the age of 20 or 22. This time duration is only for studying without any distractions. In the olden days, all the family will send their children to study under the teacher and stay back there. And these children will stay along with the teacher for a length of time. Then these people will study. These children will study. theoretically and practically. How the teacher deal with the people, how the teacher deal with the animals, how the teacher speak with other children, how the teacher takes the solution, how the teacher find out an outcome from something. All these things are being noticed while you are living along with the teacher. And a teacher will be your role model. Even the right and wrong, you will study from your teacher. That is why the students are dropped under a traditional teacher for a length of time by the family in the olden days in India, before 400 years ago. This system is Gurukula Vasam. Studying under the teacher, staying along with him for 12 years, 18 years, or 20 years. In between, parents will come to see their children with the belongings they cultivated, with the belongings they benefited. Example, to give a cow as a reward or feast towards their good. A bunch of bananas, a load of fruits, because teacher will only intake all the things along with the students. So you need to bring a good amount of bananas in a bullock cart. So this way of studying under a traditional teacher is called Gurukula Vasam. Even now, sometimes the teacher will stay with the person. If you want to study, you stay for a length of time along with me. We will arrange all the things so that you can study in a proper way. And this Gurukula Vasam, studying under the teacher for a length of time and staying along with him, will make more maturity in a student. And that student is known as Brahmachari or Brahmacharini. This is the first stage of the life. Then they will enter into the married life, Grihasthashram. A Brahmachari will marry with an appropriate person, a woman or a man, whoever it may be, and according to his way of thinking, way of caste, everything. And they will live a life, and they will have children, progeny, and they will teach them the right and wrong in the same manner by sending them towards the teacher. This is called Grihasthashramam, the second stage of life. Then the third stage will come. Once our children are matured and they can live their own life, they are now married and they are settling their life along with their wife and children. Then the person, the wife or the husband, will take a decision to return back to their teacher and listen the lessons what they have listened in the younger age. Same lessons will be teaching for a next group of people by the traditional teacher. So they will sit in the last and they will listen the same thing and remember all the things. This stage of life is called Vanaprastha Ashramam. In the olden age, traditional teacher used to stay along with the river bank or near to a forest so that there will be no disturbance from the village or from the people. That's why Vanam means forest. Vanaprastha means returning towards the forest again. Means returning towards departing towards his traditional teacher's hermitage. Again, it can be along with the wife or it can be alone, whatever it may be. And after that, they live a life again thinking towards the goal and the purpose of life. And at last, they give up all kind of attachments towards the family, children, village, food, shelter, etc., etc. They will become one single entity. I am the consciousness which never dies and get birth. In that position, they are called sannyasi. This is the fourth stage of life. And all these four stages are called ashramaha. Every ashramam will have different duties. A brahmachari have kartavya, responsibilities towards the world and people, and they will do the rituals and some work. A grihastha also performs certain rituals for the sake of the humanity and the entire creation. And again, vanaprastha ashrami, a person who live along with the traditional teacher at the last stage of life. They will also have certain rituals and duties to be done for the sake of creation. And last, sannyasi, a person who live by knowing who I am. The intrinsic nature is Brahman and I am the Brahman. And that person who is free from all kinds of responsibilities and duties and live a life and give up this body. All these people, even though they are four, they will fall under three group of classification. Hina, Madhyama, Utkrishta, Drishtaya. Mental quality of a person differ from one to one. The grasping power, the understanding faculty, memorizing faculty. We call it brilliant, smart, etc., etc. Not everybody is smart. Not everybody is brilliant. Not everybody is having the capacity to remember everything after listening first in their life. One time, if they listen, they will remember everything. Those type of people are very little. What I want to say in this sentence, the verse talks about three group of people. First group is hinaha, a group of people who are having dull wit, dull intellect. You need to tell them 5, 6, 8, 10, 12 times a same matter. From that, they will grasp the reality, or even if a recipe of a food or a way towards a destination, any explanation, you need to waste quite amount of energy towards this type of people. Then only they can understand. In our family itself, we will see such type of people. Some people are always dull wit. We don't know by birth itself. They don't understand anything. They don't have the capacity to grasp the thing immediately. And they need to be advised or instructed at least 10 times a same thing. Then only they can understand about anything. This is called hinaha. Mental quality is dull. Then they are called hina. Remember, Shruti have the compassion towards all people to take care of all of them. These types of rituals, meditations, disciplines, practicing all these things will make them more clear. So, for the sake of the dullwit, whose mental quality is poor, and madhyas, hina madhyama, medium level, the mental quality, the caliber is in a medium level. Not like the poor guy, not a dull wit. If you tell 2 or 3 times, they can grasp properly a thing. This is called madhyaman. These type of people are many. Mostly all are madhyama group. If you teach them 2 or 3 times, they can grasp the entire thing. Hina madhyama. Utkrishtaya. Very powerful mental capacity. They are brilliant. Even they listen for one time, they will memorize everything. They are very clever about what is right and wrong. They need not to be advised to do certain things. They can grasp, they can sense by looking the person what is his need. These type of people are called Utkrishta, superior people. So, in this world, there are Uttamadhikari, a person who can easily understand anything listening once in their life. Then there are a group of people one need to taught few times. There are other group of people who need to put a lot of effort for their understanding. The person who teach them should put effort more. The person who is a dullwit need to put effort by themselves. And these people are being taken care of by the rituals presented in the first portion. A dullwit will get a change in course of time. He will become brilliant doing this ritual, doing this meditation, doing these disciplines, spiritual disciplines. There will be a good transformation if you do that with a proper attitude. Studying under a traditional teacher how to perform this ritual, how to perform this value, how to perform this meditation. After knowing this, if you do that, a person will have a proper transformation. And they will become Uttamadhikari, Utkrishtadhikari, a qualified person. For the first group of people whose mental quality is brilliant, they are not supposed to be hooked with or clubbed with rituals and any other mental disciplines. They have only one thing to be done, that is called Shravanam, listening about the oneness of Atman and Brahman. Shravanam, listening from the traditional teacher. This is the only thing to be done by the Uttama Adhikari, the first group of people who is brilliant with their mental quality. They need not to perform rituals. They need not to perform any mental discipline. They are not supposed to do any actions or duties or responsibilities towards the family or society or towards the Lord. They are supposed to do one single duty, that is called Shravanam, listening towards the intrinsic nature of Brahman. Through that, they will come to know the unity between the individual and the Brahman. So, listening from the traditional teacher is the only duty to be done by the first group of people, Uttama or Utkrishta Drishtaya. Oh, that both second group, two types of groups are there. What are they? One is Madhyama, other is Hina. Inferior people and medium level with their mental quality. A dull wit and a medium level quality. Both people are supposed to be engaged in the meditations, in the rituals, in the spiritual disciplines, in their duties, what are to be done as responsibility. They have to engage themselves. That is why, for the sake of them only, for the sake of these two types of people, Shruti, the scriptures in the first portion, they present all types of Vedic rituals, all types of spiritual disciplines, all type of meditations, practices, yoga, etc., etc. Yoga is a spiritual practice. Yoga itself is not a goal. If somebody has taken yoga as a goal, they have to change. Yoga is meant to prepare the person to listen towards the oneness of Atman and Brahman. It's only a preparatory step. Preparatory step cannot be the goal of somebody. Preparatory step should be concluded as preparatory step only. So, if you have a aim or a desire, I want to become a yoga teacher, you replace with another desire, I want to become a Vedantin. I want to get liberation through yoga. For that, I perform yoga. Yoga itself will not become my goal. Through yoga, I will achieve my intrinsic nature and I will give up the body notions. So yoga is a means. Yoga itself will not become any goal for anybody. Okay, let it be there. Now, various practices and disciplines, how a dull wit and a medium level mental quality person can perform all these things. Yes. The traditional teacher will come to know by analyzing their way of their dealing in the world in front of him. He can classify the students, whether he is a dull wit or whether he is a medium level mental qualified person or he is a brilliant qualified person. According to that, Guru will give their own responsibilities. He will classify them and he will tell them, you perform this ritual, you perform this duty, you always come to the class and listen about the Vedanta. And if you get some time, you please do some seva in the ashram. So, don't get confused about the vast amount of rituals, meditations, disciplines, which are listed in the first portion of Vedas, what we call Karma Kanta. A person should know it properly, should know properly. For what purpose? The first portion of Vedas are having so many duties, karma kanda, for this sake only. out of compassion. Now the entire meaning is like this. Out of compassion towards the humanity, for the sake of understanding the aim of a human being, or to know about the moksha, the emancipation, and also getting the purification of mind, tadartam anukampaya. All these three group of people, mental caliber is brilliant, mental caliber is medium, mental caliber is dull. These three types of people are being included, and they have different rituals to be done, and it will be advised or listed by the traditional teacher. So Shruti have total compassion towards all these three types of people. For that sake only, all the meditations and rituals are given. In our common world, a person who is suffering from fever should take a particular capsule and get rid of the fever. In this common world, a person who is suffering from a headache should analyze and come to a pharmacist to receive the proper medicine, which is the relief of headache. No need to take the capsule of headache for the fever. If you have a wound, your medicines are different from the medicines of fever. Similarly, if you are a person who has total capacity to remember anything listening first in your life, you have a different way of studying the Vedanta. Suppose you have to be explained 5 or 6 times the same subject matter for the sake of understanding, then you have to go through certain rituals and make sharp your mentality. That is why, and suppose if you are a dull wit, you are not having any interest to study Vedanta, but you came to know the value of Vedanta, so I will try to study anyway, I am lazy. Then you have a particular amount of rituals and disciplines and also the meditations. Then your laziness will go, your concealing on the mentality by the certain impurities will be vanished by the performing of rituals or meditations. Then all are qualified for listening about oneself. Shravanam is meant for all three then. Once you are qualified, you don't have anything to do other than listening, Shravanam. Listening from the traditional teacher. Why I should only listen? Misunderstanding about oneself is the entire cause for the death and birth cycle. Misunderstanding can only be taken care of by the right knowledge. And the right knowledge can only get by listening somebody who know already. So traditional teacher will reveal the right knowledge, and receiving the right knowledge properly will take care of my all kinds of misunderstanding about myself, about the world, about certain things also. So that Shravanam is important. Listening about oneself from the traditional teacher or collecting the right knowledge from the traditional teacher will help me to come out of all kinds of misunderstanding or erroneous notions. That is why Uttama Adhikari will be always listening towards the traditional teacher, but both other people will be doing certain rituals and making them enough prepared to listen the Vedanta so that they can also easily grasp. That is why Hina, Madhyama, and also Utkrishta Drishtaya. Those who are grouped in three, and one group is always stay first. They are called Utkrishta Drishtaya. For their sake of everybody to reach the ultimate destination, Shruti take a big risk by presenting the different rituals, and they have to do that rituals and they will reach the different right proper destination. This is being presented here through this verse. More clarity we will get in the Bhashya reading. We will see what is told in the Bhashya. Okay. Yadi paraha eva atma nitya shuddha buddha mukta swabhavaha ekaha paramartha san ekameva adhyudiyam ityadi shrutibhyaha asad anyat kimartam vasana upadishta. Any meditation, you need duality. Something other than you exist in the world with Almighty all power. Then only upasana can be done, meditation can be done. I meditate on my desired deity. So desired deity is different from you. So duality can only make you to meditate on some other thing. Here, the Bhashyakara asked with a question. Yadi, suppose, paraha eva atma. The individual soul is nothing, the ultimate Brahman, if this is the idea. And it is always Nitya Shuddha, ever pure. You will not be impurified by getting your periods. A woman has to go through this phenomenon every month. But it is not an impurification. You will not be impure by eating some dead bodies of animals. You are not impure by doing some inferior things in your life with the hands and legs. Because any pure and impure can only connect with your body, which is not at all there or which is not you. You are Nitya Shuddha, ever pure consciousness. You are not the body. Nitya Shuddha, Nitya Buddha, eternal consciousness. Always in the form of consciousness, it didn't transformed into a body. Nitya Buddha, Nitya Muktaha. What is Mukta? Ever free, eternal freedom. Not after studying Vedanta, I became free. You should not tell that statement. Vedanta only make you recognize your freedom already existing along with you. Vedanta is only making you to understand the freedom already existing. So that ever freedom, ever free Atman, eternal freedom is the nature of Atman. It never went into a bondage like what we think. Oh, I am married now. I have a husband, or I have a wife, I have children. My responsibilities are many as a worker who is doing job. So we think casually. There are a lot of responsibilities for me, so I am having bondages in this world. This is being taken care of by saying this. Nitya Mukta Swabhava, the innate nature of a person is freedom from all kinds of responsibilities, duties, and also from all kinds of Vedic rituals also. Nothing to do with anything in the world. An action is always presupposed by a desire. A desire is always presupposed by one's own ignorance. When you don't know that you are the whole, you are the Parabrahman who is pervading entire world and who is having the capacity of delivering the happiness within oneself. No need of secondary thing. But for the sake of happiness, my conclusion is that I have to fetch, I have to find out a secondary thing in my life. Thus, people are confused about oneself and about the duality. Without duality, there is no meditation. Without duality, there is no happiness. They think like that. So here it is told, Nitya Muktaha, when something is ever free, when something is totally free from all kinds of bondages, which is only connected with one's life, but I am ever free. And Ekaha Paramartha San. I am the one and only truth in the world. All other things are only fake, which are superimposed on this truth. Ekaha Paramartha San. And this being the ultimate, still, and again also one also he say, Ekameva Advitiyam. No other thing exists in the world apart from this reality. And one assimilate this sentence. I am the only thing existing in the entire world, even though I see different things in the world. Even though I see my house, my bicycle, my bike, my car, my children, my wife, they are just superimposed form. They are just duplicate forms. The entire thing in the world are being imposed on Brahman, like a snake superimposed on the rock. Similarly, everything is superimposed on the rope. But this becomes true for a dualistic personality. For a Dvaiti, everything is true because I see the Lord apart from me. Everything is away from me, apart from me. So, Ekameva Advitiyam. The one and only thing remaining and existing without a second is my nature. After knowing this, why I should do the Vedic rituals which are presented in the first portion? Ityadi Shrudipyaha. After listening from the Shrudis, Asat Anyat Kinchit Kimartam Upasanena Upadishta. After listening my goal and I have properly achieved my goal, then why I should go towards the first portion of the Vedas, and why should I do some meditations and some rituals? Already I achieved the ultimate. then why I should go and do something inferior than the ultimate? It is just like you already entered into the plane and you got a seat. Still, you say that I should go and collect my ticket to enter into the plane. Hey, you have already entered into the flight and you are ready to take off. Then again, you have the pressure to go and collect a ticket and enter into the flight. Like this, you already came to know that there is only one thing in the world without any second. Why you should perform certain ritual for a second entity, which never existed at any point of time. The same way, one will think. And again, he quotes that from the Brihadarani Upanishad. Atma va are drashtavyaha. Yaha atma apahata papma. And also, na kratum kurveda. Atma ityeva upasida. Ityadi shrudibhyaha. All these sentences are echoing the real nature of the person, which can only understand after listening properly under a traditional guru. No other duties, no other duties you can perform to understand your own nature. No other duties. You need not to perform in order to understand your own nature. Only you have to listen your own nature. No other thing to be done. After knowing, the other sentences also given according to the existence of Atma. Yaha Atma apahata papma. Māṇḍūkya Upaniṣad, 8th chapter. In that it is say Atman is free from all kinds of papa, sin and punyam. Atman is free from all kinds of wrong deed and its results. Because Atman being everything, somebody with their body do certain wrong things, they have to suffer in future. Atman will not suffer even though it's stick inside the body. And na kradum kurvita. No need to do any rituals after getting the knowledge, or you are an intellectual person or seeker towards Brahmajnana. Atma ityeva upasita. You have to only do that. Paramatma, the Brahman is only this individual. In order to eradicate all kinds of vasanas, all kinds of impurities, all kinds of some other things, he has to meditate. Atma ityeva upasita. Ityadi shrutibhyaha. These are all being quoted in the Shruti. First portion, also second portion. Then Shankara says that Kramani karmani cha agnihotradini. And also the first portion of Vedas talks about different rituals like Agnihotram, etc., etc. For what sake all these rituals, meditations, and spiritual disciplines are being listed in the first portion? Shrunu tatra karanam. I will tell you, listen carefully why all these rituals are being listed in the first portion. Ashramaha, ashraminaha, adhikritaha. Qualified people, ashrama. Any human being is qualified to listen Vedanta. This is the first general rule. Whether it is a Nigerian, whether it is a tribal woman or man in the Congo, Africa, whether it is a red Indian, whether it is an Irish guy, whether it is an Israeli guy, or whether it is from Iran or Palestine, whoever it may be, if he is a human being or if she is a human being, they are qualified to listen this subject. This is the general rule. The general rule will always obey the specific rule. You cannot directly impose a general rule for a human being. What is the specific rule? Shrunu tatra karanam ashramaha ashramanaha adhikrataha varninascha margagaha. Every human being fall under one group according to their free will, work, culture, effort, what they have done in their life. They themselves choose in which group I will go. If you are enough lazy, if you don't want to study, if you are already interested in club parties and drink and smoke, you are Hina group, an inferior group. You need more and more rituals, meditations, and also spiritual disciplines. Why? It is told here, Ashramaha, Ashrama Shabdasya, Pradarshanartatvad Trivida. We can classify the entire human beings into three. Trivida. Who are they? Katham. Hina Madhyama Utkrishta Drishtaya. Hina, an inferior mental quality. Dull wit. Is only interested in the external things and enjoy the world. He don't want to give up the eating meat. He don't want to change his prakritic nature, a barbaric way of life, fighting each other, taking advantage of other human beings. If you have enough strength, you take advantage of poor people. Your strength will guide you. These are all dull wit activities. If you have enough strength, you have to be very responsible. You should not choose a life to take advantage of anything. Really, people should love you because of your behavior. You should not impose somebody to make you love. They don't love you. They just act that they are loving you. Because of your behavior, people should love you. Not out of your color, not out of your personality. Don't judge a book by its cover. You don't judge a woman or man by their costume or their fragrance or their smartness. You are just judging a book by its cover. You didn't go to the subject matter inside the book. If you talk with them for 5 minutes, you can understand whether he is a Hina or Madhyama or Utkrishta. Whether this person is clear about the goal or not. So when a person who is abroad from India, we consider them as Madhyama. Second group of people, if you make them If you say them or if you explain them 3 or 4 times, they can grasp because they don't have the culture what we have gone through in our life. A person who is born in India will have the capacity to grasp this Vedic knowledge easily. But for a person who lived a different way of life, where animals are just for eaten by the human beings, they consider like that. They kill them with machines. There is no call. Even now, India is having all kinds of barbaric act towards animals, living beings, etc. Those people will fall under Hina Drishti, dull-witted people. They don't have the understanding that everything is nothing but Ishvara. Even if you explain them, they don't want to assimilate that knowledge. They want to continue with what they are doing. That is why if you tell them don't eat eggs or cakes, still they will follow to eat eggs and cakes. Cake is a food completely made by all kinds of carcinogenic items which can produce cancer. First is that powder, maida, all-purpose flour, is not a good thing to eat daily. The cream, which is a processed sugar, the colors which are not friendly with our stomach, everything will go and make a large way of wound inside the stomach. Egg, it is a live thing which is being boiled alive. If you have enough compassion, you have to stop. If not, it's okay. For a dull wit, if you want to change, you have to tell them 5 or 6 times. So here it is told that Hina Madhyama Utkrishta Drishtaya. A person will confirm themselves that whether I am Utkrishta, a superior way of looking towards the Brahman. A person whose mental caliber is fine, totally brilliant. Another guy, mental caliber is medium. Another guy whose mental caliber is very low and less. In order to account all these people, Hinaha Nikrishtaha, we will stop here. We will continue in the next class. Topic is very good and big and to be elaborated properly. We'll see in the next. Om Swasti Prajabhya Paripalayandam Nyayena Margena Mahim Mahishaha Gobrahmanebhya Shubhamastu Nityam Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu Kali Varshadu Parjanyaha Prithvi Sasya Shalini Deshoyam Choparahitaha Brahmana Santu Nirbhayaha Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinaha Sarve Santu Niramayaha Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhag Bhavet Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya Om Purnamata Purnamitam Purnat Purnamutachyate Purnasya Purnamataya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om